everyone, welcome back to my channel. And today I am here in Love Yourself White House, and this is a branch of Love Yourself here in Cebu. Last month I won a contest in Instagram for HIV Prevention Philippines, and this is regarding a PrEP. So I'm not really detailed. I don't have really the details of how PrEP really works, but one thing's for sure, or one thing that I know, that it protects you from having HIV, or you can have sex, even unprotected sex. But I will ask more about this one once I get inside to Love Yourself, because today I'll be claiming my prize, and then also I'm very sure they will be explaining it to me, how does it works, and also a little theory about it, and also before they get my health assessment, because in the email they said that they will be doing my health assessment, and also HIV testing and creatinine level testing as well. So I'm very excited, but I'm quite scared because I'm just parking here along the road. So but I did not see any throw away signs, so wish me luck. So I'll see you guys later.
How do you pronounce your name? Toni. Okay, I'm Toni.
Hi, Toni.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Have you been on PrEP before, or?
No, this is my first time.
Okay. So normally what we would do is a person would come in to get HIV testing. We need to confirm that you don't have HIV before we start you on PrEP, because it's a different medication to treat you if you were with the virus. And in order to do testing, the Department of Health requires us to do HIV education and counseling as well. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to actually stick your finger and do the test, because the med tech has to come and take blood anyway. So that way you don't have to give blood twice. I'll just let her do it just the one time for you. But I will go ahead and do the counseling part and the questionnaire part. The questionnaire part asks you a lot of personal questions. It's all confidential. I have a really bad memory, so I'll forget as soon as we walk out of here anyway. So no worries there. And then the last part that we'll do is I'll just give you a little bit of PrEP education, ask you some questions about PrEP just to make sure that you're a good candidate to enroll. And then right now, with the contest, we actually still have a surplus of PrEP anyway. Mm-hmm. So you can get a free bottle today, no problem. I just like to kind of go through and give people an understanding of HIV and kind of the risk and everything that's involved. So HIV, as you've likely heard, stands for human immunodeficiency virus. So it's a virus similar to COVID. The difference is that with HIV, once it's in your blood and in your body, it will always be there. And then the difference between HIV and AIDS, a lot of people think they're the same thing, but they're actually different. AIDS is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, and that's when your body gets to the point that the blood and the white blood cells in your body that usually fight infection, basically the virus has gotten stronger than what your body can handle. So without medication or without treatment, you'll eventually get to a point. People don't technically die of AIDS or anything like that. They usually die of like an AIDS-related illness. So they'll get pneumonia, or they'll have another illness that just kind of brings down the body to the point where the body could normally fight it, but because of AIDS, it can't. So people can actually get to a point where they have AIDS and take the antiretroviral drugs and they can go back to just being HIV positive and get to a point where they're healthy enough again that their body can fight infections. And then, sorry, I didn't shave this morning, so it keeps pulling every time I talk, it pulls my mask down. My fault. And then even a person who's HIV positive, they can get to a point where they become what we call undetectable. That means the virus concentration is so low in their blood that they actually can't pass the virus on to someone else. So even if you were HIV positive or you were with somebody who was HIV positive, if they were undetectable, you couldn't pass the virus back and forth to each other. Sorry. And then basically you can contract the virus 4 ways. Blood, semen, vaginal fluids, and breast milk. And breast milk is the one that most people don't know about, but there's actually little tiny droplets of blood in the breast milk that can pass the virus through. Most common way is actually through sexual intercourse, of course. Here in Cebu, we're a little bit unique in that we have a high number of cases from needle sharing, so the blood on the needle being transferred to someone else. So it used to be mostly because of drugs and people who were sharing the needles before Duterte, and now that Duterte kind of has his drug war, it's not so much as that. But I still tell people, even if you go for like a glutathione injection or if you go to get a tattoo, just make sure that the person always shows you it's a brand new needle, it's a brand new kit that they're using. If they don't be shy, just ask them to show you or ask them to give you a new kit. It's their job, they're supposed to do it, so don't feel shy about that. And then here at Love Yourself, we have something called the Triangle of Self-Care, so it's TSC. The T stands for timely testing and treatment. So once we enroll you in PrEP, basically you kind of have a stair step that you can do with PrEP. So the first month of PrEP, we can give you 1 bottle, and then you'll come back, we'll just check your symptoms, make sure that you're good. Second month we can give you 2 bottles, you can go away for 2 months, and then the third month you can get up to 3 bottles. And then once you're at the 6th month, we just check your kidney function and your creatinine to make sure that it's not having an effect. It only affects about 0.2% of people, but we still check everybody just to make sure, even if you're not having symptoms. If everything's good, then you can get up to 6 bottles at that point if you want to. The timely testing and treatment, it's kind of required under the PrEP. To get your next bottle, you'll have to come back anyway, but normally what we recommend is that people get tested every 3 months. Just kind of get in the habit of always getting yourself tested. The second one of the triangle, the S, stands for safe and satisfying sex. So we're very sex positive here. We want people to have fun and enjoy sex and have a meaningful relationship with their partner. But part of that's not always worrying in the back of your mind, am I infected? Are they infected? Are we going to do harm to each other? So if you know your status and you've been tested, it lets you relax and you can just enjoy the moment. And then the last one is correct and consistent use of condoms. So overlapping a little bit into the PrEP education, but it will take time for PrEP to build up in your body, so about a week for it to actually take effect. So during that time, if you have sex, we recommend that you go ahead and double up with a condom. Even after that, we still recommend, and like you said, you always use condoms anyway, so you're in good shape. We still recommend that you use condoms because PrEP will only protect you against the HIV virus. It won't protect you against any other sexually transmitted diseases. So it's still important to use the condom to protect yourself, especially like you said, all of your relationships have been in your committed relationships. But if you don't know the person's status or if you have doubt, it's always better to be safe. And that's it for the HIV education. I try not to go overboard with that, but any questions about that part?
No.
Okay, good. So before I go into the PrEP, because I always have to do things in order, I'm just going to ask you to sign this one 3 times. And it's basically just saying that I did the counseling, did the education, and the last one will be for the HIV test that the MedTech does. One more set. This one is for the Department of Health. So I just need signature and printed name. All right, now the PrEP part. Do you know very much about PrEP, or have you read anything online? Or?
I've read about it online, but just a few. And then also, one of my friends, a trans woman, she's working with Love Yourself in Manila.
Oh, really? Okay.
So I think you knew her, Edda.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're very close, and then she encouraged me to join the contest.
Oh, good.
Because of this, because we kind of joke about the bare butt kind of sex. Because she knew that me having sex with my ex-boyfriends, we always have condoms.
Yeah.
And so she said that why don't you join the contest? Just give your best shot, and maybe you'll be one of the winners to win for the. So she kind of educated me a little about PrEP, and also I attended a live session.
Oh, okay, good.
Regarding the PrEP and all.
The one that was just a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
Okay, good, awesome. Okay, so I'll give you kind of an overview, and then we'll definitely go into any questions.
Yeah, maybe you can have an overview.
Yeah, absolutely.
Talk about an overview about it just for my viewers.
Yeah, absolutely, of course. So PrEP stands for pre-exposure prophylaxis. So the intent is that you're taking PrEP before you have sex, which is the pre part of it. There's also something called PEP, which is post-exposure prophylaxis. And that basically treats if you think you've been exposed, you can come in within 72 hours, you can get treatment and do that. But pre-exposure prophylaxis is basically a medication. It's very safe. It actually doesn't have any interactions with other medications or anything like that. It does have some side effects. Most people will experience the side effects at the beginning of taking it. So for example, I'm a PrEP user. And the one that I experienced most was nausea. So for like the first 3 or 4 days that I took it, I felt a little bit sick. And at the beginning, I was taking it at bedtime and not with food. And so I started taking it with breakfast just so I had a meal, and that fixed it. I didn't have the nausea anymore. But even the people who decide not to take it with food, usually after a few days, their body kind of adapts and gets used to it. The other thing that people can experience that I've actually had clients tell me before is that it can cause your dreams to be a little bit more vivid. So we're not exactly sure why, but it does have that effect that it can cause your dreams to be a little more vivid. I had a client just a couple weeks ago tell me that he had a very vivid dream about Mariah Carey right after he started taking PrEP. So he thought it was real when he woke up. But for the most part, people don't experience any side effects. You may feel tired, like I said, the nausea. It doesn't have interactions with other medications, so if you get a cold or the flu and you take BioFlu or something, you're fine to continue taking your PrEP. There's no interaction or anything there. And as I mentioned earlier, very, very small amount of people have problems with their kidneys, and it can decrease your kidney function, so that's why we check to make sure that your kidney function is still good by checking your creatinine. So we'll check it today just to make sure you're good starting. We'll check it again when you come back, and then like I said, after that we do it every 6 months just to make sure that your creatinine is still in a good place. There's 2 different ways that you can take PrEP. Most common is people who take it every day, and that's what I usually recommend to clients, is to take it every day just because it becomes a habit, like brushing your teeth, and you just remember. But the other way you can take it is on demand, and to take it on demand, you basically have to be able to plan ahead your sex. So what you would basically do is, if you know you're about to have sex, 2 to 24 hours before you have sex, you take 2 pills, and then 24 hours later you take another pill, and then 24 hours later you take another pill, and then you don't have to take it again until it's time for sex again, and then you just repeat the same thing. We only recommend that for men who are having sex with men. We don't usually recommend it for transgender at all. We usually recommend transgender take the daily, and it's just kind of because the studies have proven the difference there. And that's what Department of Health recommends. So that's what we recommend. We follow their guidelines.
Do you know the reason why it's different?
I don't know. I would understand women, like if it was a woman and a man and it was a woman taking PrEP, but I don't understand the difference for transgender, except that they say that transgender should take daily as well.
something to do with the hormones?
It could.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would make sense. It could, but I've never actually gotten a good answer to that one. I've asked as well. I'm like, what's the difference? But it could be the hormones. That's a good call. And then people always ask, does PrEP encourage people to have unsafe sex? It just depends on your mindset. Some people think like, I always use myself as an example because I can. But like I'm with my partner, I've been with my partner for over a year. I know his status, and so I take PrEP just to be protected. But people who are, for example, sex workers, which is a completely fine profession and there's nothing wrong with it, they may think that PrEP actually protects them from HIV, which may be the scariest of STDs, but it still doesn't protect them against the other. So it could, which is why we always recommend that they still partner it with condoms to protect themselves. What did I forget? Oh, and then if you have any existing medical conditions, like if you've ever had problems with your liver or anything like that, then we don't recommend that you take PrEP. Because any kind of medication like that, same thing with like ibuprofen or anything, if you take it on a regular basis, it can actually be harmful to your liver. So any questions about kind of that background? Okay. I'm going to let you keep this one. This is just kind of a, what is PrEP? Is PrEP safe? And answer some of the frequent questions. And then, sorry, give me 2 seconds to just do some of the paperwork stuff.
So there you have it. I'm already done with my PrEP testing and also with all of the health assessment. And sorry guys, I was not able to get the I was not able to film inside the consultation area because dili siya allowed kay na ay mga procedures na dili dapat mapakita or dili dapat siya i-film, so confidential siya. But basta gitake ra ako ang blood pressure and also my weight and also my tawagan ni health history and all. And then with my HIV testing or screening result, so non-reactive ako. I knew it, non-reactive because I haven't been so sexually active for the past 6 months, I would say. And finally, they gave me my prize, ang free na PrEP na tablets, and this is good until November 30. There are actually 3 of them. There's 1, 2, and then the last one, 3. So I have to consume all of these until November 30, and then I'll come back here on December for the refill, and it will no longer be for free. It will cost me 1,500. And then since I am a transgender woman, so I'll be taking this one daily, and it really depends on me if I'll take it with food or whenever I take it. But as long as the frequency of taking will just be the same, let's say for example if I'll take it 5 p.m, so it should be every 5 p.m. daily. So right, so that was it. So don't be afraid to get yourself tested. That's one way of loving yourself. And when you love yourself, if you cannot really love yourself, how in the hell could you love somebody else, right? If you are new to my channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also the notification bell so that you will be notified whenever I drop a new video. And if you find this video informative and you've learned something from this vlog, so please click the like button and also share this one to your friends and families. And then if you wanna suggest any thing that you want me to do in the next feature, so please drop your comment in the comment box below. So I'll see you guys next time. Enjoy yourself and have a good one.